In Ghana, we are blessed with a number of renewable energy resources. We have solar energy, we have wind potential, we have hydro, we have biomass, tidal waves. All these are renewable energy potentials that we have in the country. And of course, waste to energy also abounds. Currently, as a country, we are exploring the most matured technologies, i.e., solar energy. We are also exploring the hydros. We are exploring wind energy. We are also looking at waste to energy. These are mainly the technologies that we are currently, exploring in Ghana. We have a number of projects underway. In terms of installed capacity, currently we have about 200 megawatts of installed molding renewable energy capacity, i.e., solar energy. We have a number of projects underway. We have close to about 20 megawatts of projects that are under construction, and we are hoping to have them on board by early next year. That will increase the renewable energy capacity to about 400 megawatts. We've also launched a flagship program, that is a Scaling Up Renewable Energy Program, which aims at unlocking the huge opportunities in the distributed renewable energy space. We want to do close to 12,000 net metered distributed solar renewable energy, which will translate into approximately 60 to 100 megawatts of installed capacity. We have the mini grid programs also contributing to the last mile electrification. All of this also put together would be giving us close to about 200 megawatts of installed capacity. So I would say that a lot is happening in Ghana at the moment, and we are quite optimistic that by end of 2026, we should be having more than 600 megawatts of our generation capacity coming from renewables. In fact, the renewable energy program, I would say, predates the energy transition efforts. We came out with the Renewable Energy Master Plan as far back as 2019. And you will agree with me that the energy transition framework was actually finalized and launched in 2022. So what we have done is that we've actually aligned the objectives and targets of the Renewable Energy Master Plan with the energy transition, so we can use the ongoing interventions as the foundation to birth the energy transition, implementation arrangement. In fact, let me just give a bit of background over there. If you look at the total renewable energy in our generation mix, we are almost around 40%. That includes the large hydros, because conventionally we've all agreed that hydro is also renewables. But as a government and a country, our focus is to really promote the, in quotes, quote unquote, the modern renewables, i.e. solar energy, wind, etc. That is where the 10% target is coming from. And currently, we have about 3.8% of these modern renewables in our generation mix. We have just about 6 years to reach that target by 2030. I've outlined a number of projects that we are doing, i.e. the Yendi 100 megawatts project, the Bui 250 megawatts project, the VRA project, some IPPs, that we are also talking to, the wind intervention, all of that. If we can reach financial close and get these projects, off the ground, we should be able to achieve more than 1,400 megawatts of installed capacity by 2030. So currently, the answer will be that we are 3.8% as of today, and we have projects that are ongoing, which I believe we should be able to reach the 10% by the end of this decade. I think financing is a global challenge. So you realize that throughout these 3 days of engagement here in Nairobi, financing has come up as the most topical issue as far as challenges in the industry is concerned. Ghana is not shielded from that. We are equally in need of financial resources for the industry. But we have identified some strategies that we are using which could help us accelerate the mobilization of the needed capital to drive the industry. For example, Ghana is one of the few countries on the continent with a matured carbon market under Article 6.0 of the Paris Agreement. That framework is meant to unlock climate finance or carbon finance for the industry, and we are working assiduously on that to ensure that we bring in carbon finance in a more innovative way to drive investment in the renewable energy space. Being part of APRA, we have had engagements in the past 3 days with some developed economies as well as private investors here, and we hope to continue with the conversation when we get back to Accra to ensure that we are able to crystallize some of these conversations and get them on, off the ground to result in some tangible projects. I must also say that in terms of infrastructure, we are at the point that I would say we have some appreciable level of infrastructure that we can use to accelerate the development of our renewable energy program. For example, in terms of transmission infrastructure, we have transmission infrastructure cutting across the length and breadth of the country. And we are also interconnected on the ECOWAS, or the West African power infrastructure. We have interconnection with Togo, Benin. We have interconnection with Cote d'Ivoire. We have interconnection with Burkina Faso. We are even extending the interconnectivity to, get to the Saharan regions, i.e., Mali, etc. So I believe that with this level of infrastructure in Ghana, we should be in the position to really bring on board renewables and renewables. Let me also say that we are lucky to have some significant hydro in our generation portfolio. We could leverage on that huge hydro that we have to unlock investment in solar and wind. In terms of regulation, I would say the market is matured. We have almost every regulation that you can dream of in place. We have the institutional arrangements. For example, Energy Commission is a well-respected technical regulator, not only in Ghana, but on the entire African continent. We also have the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, which is looking at the commercial side of things, and they are also well respected. They have the human capacity to be able to drive that. We have the policies in place, i.e. the recently approved or the recent approved policy that we have, that is the 2021 energy policy, gives us the blueprint as to how we want to develop solar energy in Ghana. The energy transition framework, we can talk about the net metering policy, and the reckoner that we have developed are all instruments to really provide that conducive regulatory environment for private capital and private investment within the renewable energy sector in Ghana. I would just want to thank Irina, thank the Kenyan government, and of course my own government for the vision to, birth the Accelerated Partnership for Renewable Energy for Africa. It's a laudable initiative, and We need to let this one be different from many other initiatives we've seen in the past. We should move away from the rhetoric and begin to see actionable projects on the ground that would be able to, help other members on the continent to get on board. And together, we can reach the tripling RE target that we've set for ourselves by 2030. Thank you.